Hi guys, it's Tara Reid. You're watching Joe and Marie all day, all night. YouTube family.
How you doing, guys?
Hi, and welcome back to another episode of What Did Make the Shelf. This is episode number, Lord help us, 41. And I am your unpaid movie critic, Marie. I went through 13 movies, and he did a few that I didn't watch.
Yep.
So sit down, strap in, and hold on tight, because I'm going to try to burn through these quick. The first one, Enough Said. From 2013, 93 minutes. A divorced mom falls for a sweet, funny, heavier set kind of guy, and he is a sane-minded divorcee. It's a cute story. I don't want to spoil it, but who she is dating is her massage client.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cute story from there. It has a nice ending. I would say check it out if you like funny, low budge kind of watch. Well, it's not low budge, but it was a good watch. I gave it a 3.
I never saw this one. I know this is James Gandolfini's last film before he died. But I never really watched it. It wasn't really anything for me. I wasn't really that interested in it.
This was actually my second watch. I actually watched it a time before that, so I gave it a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
The couple gives it a second chance.
Enough said.
Moving right along. Moving right along. What you see is what you get, folks. Anyway. I'm not. I'm feeling confident for now. Anyway, The Atoning. This is from 2017. I actually watched this a second time.
Yep.
Because I couldn't understand it. It is 89 minutes. It's a weird story. A seemingly normal family moves to a more than haunted house with ghosts, and the story of the past haunts their future. It's pretty confusing, but it has a lot of religious ties, so if you want to stay away from religious movies, don't watch this one. It's religious and confusing. Excuse me. And it's all filmed in just one house.
Yeah.
And basically they're haunted by their past and they need to come to terms with it. So I guess one of the partners is heaven and angel orientated, and the other partner is more of the devil hell orientated, and no one can go to heaven or hell unless they come to a mind fart, unless they come to a conclusion or a verdict, shall we say, if we're in court. But yeah, weird.
Yeah, I saw it the first time she watched it. This was one of our afternoon watches on the weekend, back when our son used to sleep. And I don't really remember it that well. I remember watching it and really not getting into it.
Because it's confusing. It's crazy.
It wasn't something that it really caught my attention.
No, you gotta think when you watch this one. Anyway, The Atoning. I gave it a deuce. Crap. Anyway, this next one I did not watch.
This is one that I watched. This was one of my late night watches. Looked interesting, so I picked it up. And this has Alexandra Daddario in it. It has Emmanuel Screechy that was in Entourage. And it is To Die in a Gunfight. With the slip. But
this is from 2021 and it is 92 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't that good. It was kind of, I don't know, it kind of bored me. It was pretty much about a guy that was a fighter, and he wanted to date Alexandra Daddario. They started dating. Family didn't like him because he was, just like a bum. This other guy that was, a better guy, that, but he was a bad guy, but the family liked him more because he got business done. And it was just a mess of a movie. It's pretty much exactly how it says right there. Love is messy. So is this movie. It was a mess of a movie. I didn't really care for it that much. It didn't really catch my attention. I give this a big fat 1.5.
Because it has a slip?
Yeah, because it has the slip. I just didn't care for it at all. I tried. I really tried with that one.
This next one, I should have known by the artwork because it's got an eye with dripping blood. But I think this is from Dollar Tree.
Yep. It's a Dollar Tree special, and it is The Eyes of My Mother.
And this is from 2016. It is 76 long minutes. I felt this movie was long.
In black and white.
And it is in black and white, yes. A secluded farmhouse. There lives a mother and a father. The mother is a former surgeon, so she loves picking out brains and eyes, and she's all about surgery. And her and her husband live there with their daughter, and it's a really morbid story with an interesting ending. The ending is pretty cool, but this is one of the ones where you just gotta watch it and see it unfold because it is like, it's messed up. There's a lot going on in this movie. So if you like confusion, eye gouges, I do not like eye gouges. If you know me, you know I don't like anything with the needle. Like the cover of the movie Malignant, there's a needle with an eye right there, and I'm like, ugh. But anyway, this is kind of a confusing movie, but people die and there's some weird stuff going on, and it's got an interesting ending. So I give it a 2.5. And yes, it does have the slip. Mm-hmm. This next one is from 2016. It is 93 minutes, and it is
Dark Crimes with Jim Carrey.
Now, this is a different role for Jim Carrey. It takes a dark mind to solve a twisted crime. When a police officer, played by Jim Carrey, finds similarities between an unsolved murder and a crime in a book by Kozlov, he begins to track him and his girlfriend to see what's going on so he can pick apart the murder. And there's this one scene where he throws a chair, I believe it is, and it reminds me of a scene from Liar Liar where he's in the bathroom. What are you doing? I'm kicking
my own ass.
But anyway, you see a little bit of Jim Carrey come out in that scene where he's throwing a chair, I believe. But it's very sit down, absorb, and watch. You can't be, folding laundry and all that stuff. You'd like to sit down and think about it and where he's going to next. But it was slow, but it was interesting to see how he was tying the crime to the story and following these people and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But I gave it a 2 because it kept me watching. It kept me thinking and wondering.
Yeah, I watched this when I first bought it years ago. And it was just a really slow burn, and it didn't catch my attention. It was just, I like Jim Carrey in more of a dramatic role. But this one, just because of how slow it was, and I love crime movies, but it didn't catch my attention. It was just a little bit too slow for me, and...
Was he slow?
It was very slow.
It was a he.
Yeah, and it just dragged way too much.
Very different. It's like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
This Jim Carrey in Dark Crimes. Very different.
Yeah.
Like actors playing different roles. But anyway, one-time watch. I wanted to know what happened, so I sat and watched this slow burn.
Yeah.
I was like sitting there chugging, and like a small kitten was inching along faster than this movie. Mm-hmm. But anyway, this next one, I was completely taken by the artwork. It gave me Pinhead vibes, and I like Pinhead and Hellraiser. But I didn't see the first one. I don't think they have too much to do with each other, but if you've seen the first one, comment down below.
And let us know.
And let us know. Or let us know. I think let us know. But anyway, it is The Mangler 2. See how it looks like Pinhead? I was like all over that. I'm like, yes, I want to check this out. Liar artwork. But anyway, it is from 2002. It is 97 minutes. The Mangler let me down. But escape before it rips you apart. Mm-hmm. There's a new system in a school, and it is designed to ensure maximum security. And it doesn't do that. Instead, it is meant to kill and destroy. One of the college students hacks into the system and downloads the Mangler, and all hell breaks loose. It's kind of a low budge, but it had a good story. It's definitely low budge, but I enjoyed it for what it was. It was cheesy. The Mangler is kind of weird. So it's like a system and a person. I was like, what the? Because they showed the Mangler at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I was completely disappointed. I thought I was going to get like something Pinhead related. No. But anyway. It does have a cool insert and special features if you want to show that, Vanna. And artwork on the disc. But if you open the little thing, it has the scenes and it has some pictures. I thought that was kind of cool. But anyway, I gave it a deuce. Low budge, a bunch of college students. The girl's father is very wealthy, so he funds the security system.
I've owned that movie for
A couple years.
a lot more than a couple of years. I've owned that movie before I even knew Marie. Yeah. And I've always waited to find the first one, thinking maybe they coincide together. And after me not finding the first one, I was just like, I'm just going to let it go. And I was going to get rid of it. Mm-hmm. And just, because I didn't hear the greatest things about either movie. But Marie wanted to at least watch the second one and check it out.
I saw the artwork, and I'm like, oh, I want to see this. Yeah.
But, yeah, it just...
There's a couple funny lines, but it's your average kind of college student movie.
Yep. But I didn't see it.
All right, this next one.
I did see.
This one was very, very interesting, but it was slow.
And it is Eastern Promises.
This is from 2007. It is 101 minutes with Naomi Watts and Joe just said.
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen.
David Cronenberg film.
Yep, it's a David Cronenberg film.
So, a notorious crime family is tied to a midwife when she accidentally uncovers evidence among them. The evidence is a journal written in Russian, I believe.
Yep.
And she sets out to uncover the secrets of the woman's journal that had the baby. Mm-hmm. So the woman that had the baby died. And Naomi Watts is the midwife to this child. Fast forward years, she grows up and a bunch of things are happening. There's a little bit of a time jump back and forth. Kind of like the way I am with these videos. I'm all over the place. But I thought it was a neat story, the way that she wanted to uncover what this journal is and all the secrets that it was holding. Mm-hmm. That was interesting.
Yeah, I watched it a week before Marie, and I just didn't care for it. It wasn't what I expected in the movie.
Yeah.
The storyline, I thought it was more like crime drama, kind of, kind of a crime style movie, kind of like a Godfather or something like that, but it wasn't what I expected, and I just didn't really catch my attention.
No, it was slightly confusing, but I wanted to see what happened with the baby, and it was a little confusing. But anyway, I gave it a 3. This next one has Christina Ricci in it, and it is
monstrous.
From 2022. It is 89 minutes. Another Blu-ray.
Yep.
The past can pull you under. Sorry, Christina Ricci. I wasn't really impressed with this one, but the story was kind of interesting. I was hoping... This is one of the rare times you're going to hear me say this. I was hoping for some more freakish horror in this one. But it wasn't there. You did a good job, though, Christina.
Yep.
So her and her 7-year-old move into a secluded farmhouse to get away from her abusive husband. And this old farmhouse has more than just, like, stories. It's mostly the lake house that is next to the farmhouse. And the townspeople are, like, do not go near the lake. Stay away from the lake.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lady with the lake. Spoiler. But it's worth checking out. But if you want to sit down and have a slow kind of horror movie, Monstrous is your go-to.
Yeah, there's a little bit of I'm not gonna say a little bit of a twist at the end that you kind of find out with the story of things.
The boy?
Yeah, things that
Happened.
Yeah, that you don't really see coming until the end.
Nope.
But it's, it keeps you, the movie keeps you watching. It's kind of interesting. But to me, it was only a one-time watch.
It was like a fan in the face at the end. It's like, oh, I didn't see that.
But it was an interesting film. But again, not anything I would really watch again.
It's not a kick to the gut. It's like a breath of fresh air into the face. Like, ooh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was a good one-time watch. I give it 2.5.
You're generous. I gave it a 1.5 because it had Christina in it, and it just didn't grab me, and it wasn't really creepy enough. I was looking for more in this movie. Things weren't as they seem in that one. Mm-hmm. All right, number 9, another DVD. My favorite sports movies to watch would be baseball, not like soccer or football. My favorite subgenre, if you call it, is baseball. And this is a baseball one, and it is
Sugar,
or however you want to say it. Sugar. We say Sugar. But anyway, this is from 2008. It is 114 minutes, and it is Spanish. It's subtitled, but there is some English in it. Let's see. It's a story of a gifted pitcher that is trying to make it into the big leagues, and the story of how they move up and who gets cut, and possibly what they do after some of them may not make it into the finals, the major leagues, the big times, the big shots,
the big leagues,
the famous people.
Yeah.
It was a nice story. I felt this one was actually pretty long. It seemed definitely like 125 minutes, but it's 114 minutes. But for the story and the baseball aspect, and there's a little bit of family life going on, I gave it a 2.5.
I saw it a long time ago. I don't really remember it. I really don't. It wasn't something that really grabbed me.
It's a one-time watch for me.
Yeah.
It was interesting. But yeah, I like the story of how he came into baseball and what he wanted to do with his life. And the guy had an arm on him. And he always like kissed his cross and he like tucked it in his shirt like each time. I thought that was cool. But anyway. Sugar. We won't be watching more of that.
Nope.
All right, this next one is all you. It is from 2023. It is 93 minutes.
And it is Hypnotic with Ben Affleck.
With the slip.
Yeah. This movie is kind of... It's a Robert Rodriguez film. It's kind of a sci-fi movie. I'm not the biggest sci-fi guy. And I'm finding out that more and more as time goes on. But it's pretty much about Ben Affleck. He's trying to find his daughter, and all these people are trying to find his daughter as well. And the people that are hypnotic are people that can get into people's minds like anybody and make them do things or say things, or if a cop pulls a gun and says freeze, you're like, they could say nothing is happening here, or blah blah blah, and the person can go, yep, nothing's happening, and then just leave. And it was just way too weird. I didn't really care for it that much. I didn't really like it, and I was just like, and then there's like a twist to it towards the end that really didn't grab me neither. I was just like, I just didn't really care for it. Like I said, the sci-fi movies, the whole mind control kind of thing, it was just like, it was alright, but it's, like I said, I'm not the biggest sci-fi guy, so I just really didn't care for it that much. I give this movie a 2. Just
I
for,
kind of avoided it because of the daughter and Finding.
Yeah.
For a second. But, yeah.
But this next film.
Oh boy. This is a 2024 film. It is 98 minutes, and it's got a lot going on. It was pretty creepy for me, and it is
Night Swim.
Night Swim.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just gonna read the back. It's easier, I think. A former Major League Baseball player is forced into early retirement, and he moves into a new home with his wife and his 2 kids. And the new home comes complete with a backyard swimming pool. But a deep secret surfaces and unleashes malevolent forces that will drag the family into inescapable depths of terror. It's creepy. The story that is involved with this pool and a previous family that lived there.
And previous families before that.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much about a haunted pool without going into anything else.
It's a haunted pool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't swim in that pool.
No.
Not even for $1 million.
Nope. It's about a haunted pool.
Nope.
But that's all I'm going to really say about it without spoiling the movie.
I would check this one out. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good film. It's a one-time watch. I liked it. I give it
Creepy.
2.5, maybe 3. But, again, one-time watch.
I gave it a 3, actually.
If my collection was smaller, this is one I would keep. But
that ain't gonna happen.
No. But Night Swim.
We can't keep them all, but that was pretty cool.
Yep. I agree.
Very scary for me. Like, whoa.
Yeah.
And something would happen, and then something else would happen, and it was never, like, dull. There was always something going on, so there's no lull in the movie.
Yeah, I like that it's a different style of horror movie because I've never really seen a haunted...
Suspenseful.
It's not... I've never seen a haunted pool before, so at least it's something different.
Yeah.
But, it's okay.
Yeah. All right, this next one, we're going to go with a little anime. This is a Dollar Tree special.
Yep.
And he actually blind upgraded it, which I'm glad he did because the color looks great because it's an anime.
Yep.
And it is Big Fish and Begonia. From 2016, it is 101 minutes. It definitely felt like 101 minutes. But it's basically about these 2 worlds that come together. So when you become 16 years of age, you get to spend 3 days as a dolphin in the human world. And something happens in the human world, and I forget the girl's name. She wants to make it right because it involves a human life. And lots of sacrifices are being made, and there's a little love story in it, and the color and the tree and everything is just beautiful. I enjoyed it, but it was too in-depth for me about the 2 worlds and what's going on, and all of a sudden they're in the snow and such. It wasn't for me, but I was happy to check it out, for sure. Yeah, beautiful story, but complex. Mm-hmm. If you can get past the religion and the story and everything that goes on. But there's a nice story about sacrifice and love for someone, that you take care of them and all that stuff. And it all works out in the end, for the most part. But good story. Watch it in Blu-ray.
Yeah. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 2.5. As much as I'm like patting this film on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2.5. Watch it. And last but not least,
Anonymous.
And it is a period piece. Sorry, Joe. Completely period piece. And this is from 2011. It is 130 minutes. The truth is the greatest tragedy of all. So basically, they're trying to figure out who wrote William Shakespeare's plays. There's illicit romances in the royal court and schemes of greedy noblemen paying somebody off and trying to hide these plays, but it was in London. It was on a stage in London, and they're hosting these plays, and they became quite popular, and the story with this family unfolds slowly, and then closer toward the last half hour of the movie, it all just unravels like a slinky down the stairs. It goes And there it all is, all the mess out for everybody. And the ending was good because not all secrets are lost. I'm going to keep it like that. But if you like, plays and period pieces and Shakespeare, it kept me watching because I fancy those. I like those. I like poetry and all that stuff and watching these people on the stage. And I like the way they dress and all that stuff.
Yep.
Cool. But the story was a little crazy. It all spills out like a can of worms. It's all out in the open now,
What'd you give it?
I gave it 2. Because I like the place.
Yeah, I bought
Good
it on
story.
Whatnot. It was one of those quick auctions, and I saw the cover. It interested me, so I just blind bought it. I got it cheap. But when I got it home and I realized it was a period piece, I was like, I'm all set with that.
It's nothing like that. It's more of that.
Yeah. But, yeah. I just, once I saw it was a period piece, I was like, nope, I'm all set.
It's a story.
But that is everything that we have for this month. It doesn't make the shelf.
Only 2 DVDs.
Yep.
The rest are all blue.
Only 2 DVDs in this pile. And
You're going to put them together. Thank you.
Yeah, and then...
We're going to leave the slips mixed in.
Yeah, because I'm not going to go through it all.
We don't want to be here all day.
No, all night. But here we go.
If you've seen any of these, let us know. If you want to check them out, we'll give you a good deal. Hit Joe or I up on Instagram.
Right there. All fit on the screen. Slide it back a little bit. There you go. But, yeah, if anybody's interested in any of those titles, in the description down below will be my Instagram as well as her Instagram. And I'll have my email in there just in case you don't use IG. You can always email me. But all of those are going up for sale. If you're interested in them, let me know. I'll give you a good deal.
Because we can't keep them all, and our trash might be your treasure.
Yeah, and if
Treasure.
nobody buys them, they'll go in the box for Bull Moose when they reopen at the new location.
Because if you know Joe, he likes to buy from Bull Moose, and he usually spends a couple bucks.
Yeah, just a couple. Tiny bit. But that is everything for this video. So if you like this video, hit the like button. If
Thanks
you
for
didn't
hanging
like
out with us.
Yep.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yep. Elsewith. If you want to subscribe to us, the subscription button, hit the notification bell. We'll have more videos for you. If you want to comment down below about any of this stuff, start typing away. Let us know, if you've seen the Mangler 1, does it coincide with the Mangler 2? Do you need to watch them both? If you do, I'm sorry, we didn't do it that way. But, hey, let us know at least. But,
The Mangler 2 was low budge, so they're probably not tied together.
Probably not. But, if...
You're still watching, I thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
Yep. But, until next time, guys.
See you next month.
Bye.
Bye.